Hi guys! So this happened, woo! And I asked you guys over on my community tab how you thought I should celebrate a giveaway or a special video or something else, and you guys overwhelmingly voted for a free printable for everyone. So I fully understand that. I was hoping you would go that way. I love doing giveaways for you guys, but I hate having to choose one person to get something. So this way you all win, and I can say thank you to each and every one of you for spending your valuable time watching me doodle about on my desk here. So this is the printable I have designed for you. Rainbows, of course, couldn't really go past it. And there's a couple of 3x4 cards. This is a traveler's notebook sized page, but you can also trim this down to a 4x6 if you don't do traveler's notebooks, if you just do Project Life pocket pages. There's a few tiny words down here and a little tag. So I'm going to use this today to make a page in my notebook. If you want to download this, the link below is in the description box. There are two versions, an A4 and a letter size, so all you need to do is download that, print it out, trim it out, and you can go ahead and use it. So let's get started. So obviously the first thing I have to do is trim out all these printables, and that is super easy. I'm just using my paper trimmer to do that. Lots of people ask me what I print my printables on, and the honest truth is I print my printables on whatever I've got handy. I have zero preference for type or brand of paper. This paper is, I think, a brand called Trophee. It's from Warehouse Stationery here in New Zealand. These printables are on 160 GSM paper, which I love for traveler's notebooks because it is thin, so it doesn't add a ton of bulk to my page, but for maybe Project Life or pocket cards or something like that, I'd maybe use a 210 weight paper. Before I get too far into this, I wanted to show you that this is a new pocket page notebook that I've started, and you'll see I've done something a little bit fancier on the inside cover rather than my normal date stamping. But I wanted to show you how I really easily put a new cover on top of here. I literally just ripped the old craft paper cover off, trimmed out a piece of pattern paper so it's got pattern on both sides, folded that in half, and then stapled it. So the inside does have two lots of staples. I'm okay with that. I'll probably end up covering them up or something, but it means I get a fancy pattern paper cover to my pocket page notebook. So back to my page, I have run this rainbow paper through my sewing machine on both sides, because you see here I'm going to rip it apart, so I have a little bit of rainbow paper on both sides. I'm just going to rip this one a little bit. If you rip it from the top, or the top or the bottom, one side gets a white border and one side doesn't. So I've just trimmed this piece twice so that neither side has that little white border. So I can stick that down and just use my fingers to, it's not really roughing up the edges, it's kind of rolling it back. Because I have printed on paper, it is a little bit thinner, so you get that really nice texture without it being super bulky, because all you're doing is rolling back that really thin edge of paper. So I'm doing the same thing on the other side, leaving the pocket in the middle, because I'm going to use my fuse tool and trim this pocket down so it holds my 3x4 cards. So you've seen me do this before. The only trick to doing this is that you're not going to be able to get back into the pockets, so you are going to need to work on both sides of the pocket in one go. So this is what I'm doing. I'm going to start on the front side of my pocket. I'm going to add my photo, which is a 3x4 screenshot that I took on the day that I actually hit 8,000, and then I'm using my little rainbow heart card down the bottom, and I added the tag to that on a slight angle, and then I'm just going to add some of these gorgeous puffy sticker hearts from Citrus Twist. Now they're from the February Life Crafted kit, and as you can see there are a million colors, a million sizes, and I love them, so I'm adding a million to those. I added my journaling just to offcut of a 3x4 sized sort of offcut on my typewriter, and I'm just gluing these cards back to back so that they're not going to shuffle around in the pockets. I mean, I know they probably wouldn't shuffle that much. I'm going to make the pockets quite small, but I just like to do that now so then I'm not worried about it later on when I can't do anything about it. Now I'm going to fuse my pocket, and so I've just put a piece of scrap cardboard underneath the pocket here so I'm not going to damage the page underneath. And I'm just using a metal ruler and my fuse tool, which I have been heating up for 10 minutes or so, and I make a tiny mistake here. I decided it was too awkward to fuse it with the card in the pocket, so I took it out and just eyeballed where I should fuse it, and I will admit it is slightly tight. And there are ways I could have fixed this, but I didn't. I just sort of didn't. You can see here it's tight because I can't push the card into the pocket. So I should either have fused the pocket while the card was in there, or when I realized it was too tight like now, instead of fusing the top of the pocket, I should have pulled the card back out and just trimmed a tiny piece off it, and it would have made it a little bit easier. In the end, I didn't do any of that. It's not a terrible mistake, like it still works. It's just slightly tighter than I would have wanted, so the flap of the pocket doesn't sit completely flat, it does rise up just a little bit. The second lot of 3x4 cards, I trimmed a bit off the top because I want to fuse the top of that pocket shut. There's no real need to do that other than I don't want them falling out. I'm not particularly precious with my notebooks, so I am flinging them about my desk all the time, so I just wanted to make sure that that stays stuck in there. Now I'm going to add this little Avery L tab sticker. It's not the plasticky ones like Ellie Edwards uses. This is literally just a really thick cardboard tab sticker that's got a little adhesive piece on the back, and actually it's not a little adhesive piece, it's a really huge adhesive piece, which I hate, so I always trim them down because I definitely don't need that much adhesive on the back of a label. And then I just date stamped it. You know, I don't date stamp a lot of stuff in these notebooks, but this seemed like a fairly significant date that I may want to remember when this actually happened in the future, so I put the date on there, and I knew I was never going to be able to get it like straight or anything like that, so I just roughly stamped it a few times. Now I'm going to add the little word stickers that I had on the printable, but I also want to bring a bit of black into my layout. Just there's the black quite graphic words on my photo, which ends up sort of being, I guess, the title of the page. So I want to add a few little words. These are just the Tim Holtz tiny word stickers in the black. So I'm making a wee cluster at the top of the left-hand page here with my tiny words and some more of those hearts. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom of the right-hand page. So I'm just using that 3x4 flap there that I've made just to make sure you can't actually see that. So you're going to be able to see one of the hearts, which gives me a nice line when the cards are flat, and then when it's open you can see the second cluster here, and it gives me another diagonal line of little puffy hearts. The back of this tab looked a bit funny, empty. I didn't know what to fill that with, so again I just stuck the date stamp on it and call my page done. I say it every time and it never stops being any truer than the last time that I said it. Thank you so much, guys, each and every one of you, subscribers old and new. It really does mean a lot to me that you spend your time with me and support me. So thank you. I hope you like this printable. Like I said, the link is down below in the description box. So if you use it, make sure you tag me so I can see what you're making. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave any comments or questions you've got down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye guys.